Hey guys, it is me again, and this video is going to be about, can you guess? My edges. So let me take you back to December 2017. Yeah, December 2017 was the first time I decided to do a frontal. And I was so excited, guys. I was like, I've never done a frontal before. I'm more of a closure girl. So I said to myself, yeah, I'm going to get my frontal. My hair's going to be laid. You name it, yeah? So I got my frontal and it was beautiful. It was amazing. Like, I loved it. Like, loving my new frontal. Look how real that looks. Look at that. Like the actual wig that I had on then, so laid. Like, I've never seen it so slick. And I loved it. I was happy with it. I was impressed with it. You know, I got loads of comments from it. Everybody loved it. And then I think, you know when you first get it on, and because I've got a lot of hair, but I've got a really small head. So, you know, when it was tightened, I remember her saying, oh yeah, you've got quite a small head, let me tighten it for you. So I was like, yeah, it's fine. And I left there really happy. And the funny thing is, I think the next day when I went into work, I noticed, like, you know, my forehead, like, it was just pushing back, like, it was just pull, like, you know when you feel that pressure, like, just literally, I can't even describe it, but it was literally just, it felt like my head was literally pulling back like that. And I just thought, oh, you know what? You know, I've just got it done. I've got fresh cornrows underneath this. I've just got my wig done. It's natural. It's gonna get loosened. You know, it's not gonna be tight forever, if you know what I mean. So I said, let me just give it a couple of days. So I gave it a couple of days, and it was like, it felt so tight. And I was thinking to myself, okay, like sometimes I'll be at work and I'll just be doing work and I'll literally have to pull the band up because it was so tight. Like, the pressure was so much, I would get headaches. But you know, I was loving my hair. I was feeling my hair. I was like, yeah, it's fine. Little did I know I was destroying my edges. Think about it. If your hair feels tight, yeah, and you can feel literally your forehead pulling back, obviously your edges are something's gonna happen, right? Obviously something's gonna happen. But my girl did not think that. And yeah, like slowly, I would look at my edges and I'll be like, oh, okay, it looks a bit thin, but it's okay. Like, I've always had weak edges, it's fine. You know, rest of my hair is strong. I know my edges are, you know, weak, it's fine. And then, let's say 3 weeks in, like, I just see, you know, when you see your temples just thinning out, and I was thinking, what's going on here? Like, okay, let me just start to put some oil, you know, let me put something on it, you know. I didn't think anything of it because it was like little by little, you could just see my edges going. And then, I think 4 weeks in or 5 weeks in, when I had the frontal, literally my temples were bold. Okay, it's definitely the frontal. It's definitely the frontal that I had. Don't get me wrong, the hairdresser her work is phenomenal, like, you know, but it could have just been that, you know, she did it a bit too tight. You know, when you tighten the band, maybe she did it a bit too tight, and because I was so excited, you know, I didn't realize, but I think at the time I should have mentioned to her, I'll just do my band a bit looser, and maybe I would have not felt the pressure of the frontal as much. But I was not thinking at the time. I was just thinking, my hair looks great, I'm happy, I'm leaving, you know, it's gonna get looser, it's fine. But yeah, I realized that it was definitely the frontal that I had, and I was also a bit stressed as well in December 2017. yeah, it was quite a stressful month for me, and I realized when I'm quite stressed I tend to lose my hair. So I think it was a combination of stress, and also a tight frontal was not helping the situation either. I decided to be so strict on myself. I was like, okay, I'm not putting anything fake on my hair. I'm not going to put any braids. I'm not going to have any twists. I'm not going to have any wigs. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to have my hair out, and I'm going to take care of my edges, literally. And that was really hard for me, because imagine you have no edges and you decided to make a big decision to have your hair out. So literally everyone can see that I had no edges. It was so bad. I've never seen my edges like that since when I was 10 years old. Like when someone did some really tight braids, and yeah, it just went. So yeah, like I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna deal with it. Like, I know what I'm doing, and I need to grow my edges back. I'm gonna go through a couple of things that I did, a couple of my routines that I was doing to get my edges back up. So yeah, guys, like literally it was so hard. If I tell you the styles I was doing, like I'm not saying the styles are bad, but I like to change my hair from time to time. And imagine you doing the same hairstyle for like 4 or 5 months. Because literally I was doing the same hairstyle for 4 or 5 months. I was basically doing my hair in twists, like flat twist. So I'll literally do a parting in the middle, flat twist it round, and then just pin it, and that was it. It was literally like so much that there was a new guy at my workplace, and he had only seen me in that hairstyle. And one time I decided to do an updo because I had a wedding, and I literally did like a gelled up updo, and he looked at me and he was just like, oh wow, your hair, not that your hair's not nice, but your hair's really nice. Like, I've never seen it like this before. And then I was just laughing in my head. I was like, if only you knew the struggle. You really think I like to come to work every day with the same hairstyle? You know, no offense to those who do, but that's just not me. So yeah, guys, literally that was how that was the struggle. Like the struggle was so real. But enough about the stories, enough about what I went through. I would like to give you some tips on my routine. First thing I did was I got myself a scalp massager. This, guys, this scalp massager, it did me justice, because with my scalp massager, what I was doing was every morning when I woke up, I would literally press this button. See? Girl, oh my gosh. I've lost battery, imagine. The battery's gone. But anyway, I'll literally press this button and then it will vibrate. And then literally I would rub, like literally massage my edges every morning, and just before I went to bed. But I didn't just massage it, like, you know, without putting anything. I would put things on it. So I'll tell you some of the things that I was putting, some of the products I was putting on my edges. So let me just put this back. Firstly, I did some research, and there's particular types of oils that stimulate your scalp. So this is rosemary oil, but there's also tea tree oil as well. But rosemary oil is an essential oil, so it's very, very strong. So you can't use this oil like just on its own. Like I didn't just put this oil on its own because it's so strong. I used to mix it with a base oil. So base oils, if for those of you who don't know, base oils can be coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oil. Those are base oils that you can use. And what I would do is I would mix this rosemary with most probably coconut oil. Yeah, I think it was coconut oil. So I would put a bit of coconut oil, and I would literally put just like 2 drops. You don't need too much because it's so strong. And then what I would do is I would rub it on my scalp, on my edges, and then I would use the scalp massager just before I went to bed. just before at night, like before I went to bed. And then, yeah, I would just massage it. And then, yeah, the same thing in the morning. I would also massage it as well. And this was not the only oil I was using. Like I said, I was using coconut oil, mixing it. And, you know, you can get this, you can get these oils from, I think I got this from Holland & Barrett's. Waitrose, this one. I think my olive oil is from Waitrose. My avocado, I think I've run out of avocado oil actually. I need to buy some, but the one I used to have was from Waitrose too. So yeah, those were the oils I was using mainly. I had to go old school because it was desperate times for me, guys. It was desperate times. I can't lie, yeah. And I swear by this product. Can you see it? Virgin. Yes, virgin, guys. Virgin, hey, it is the real deal. This year, it stinks. I can't lie, it really stinks. Your pillowcase will be stinking up. But, guys, I was desperate because I was bold. I was bold. I can't lie. There's certain styles I could not do at all. It was hard times. This works. This did so much wonders. I was also using virgin as well, so I was alternating. I wasn't just doing the coconut oil and the rosemary oil. I was also mixing it up with virgin as well. So I wouldn't use it at the same time. Maybe I'll do maybe a few days with the coconut oil and the rosemary oil, and then I'll do maybe a few days with virgin. So I would mix up my routine a bit. So yeah, this product really works. What works for me, disclaimer, may not work for you, but I'm just letting you know that this works for my hair and it's always worked. It's just very hard to use sometimes because it stinks, man. Sometimes I'll be on a bus on the way to work and I'll be paranoid, like, oh my gosh, do I stink? Do I smell? Like, because this is how strong it can be. So, disclaimer, it can stink really badly. Now you're just going to be like, you were desperate. So I started to also use Dr. Miracle. This is the Temple and Nape. Yeah, Temple and Nape. Can you see it? Yeah. So I was literally only using this on my temples. So I was literally, because this part was like literally going back, yo. Like it was going back. Like, you know when it's just going back? Like literally that was what was happening. So I was using this on my temples, only on my temples because it's quite strong. It's got some good ingredients in it as well. Aloe vera, yeah, it's got some really good ingredients in it. But this also helped as well. So it was consistency, guys. It wasn't on and off. I was literally doing this twice a day. So before I went to bed, because it's good to do it before you go to bed. I think it's to do with your circulation, blood flow, you know. I won't go too deep into that, but yes, it's good to do it before you go to bed. And I used to do it in the morning as well when I woke up because I was extra and I wanted to see quick results. So yeah, that was my routine. It was consistency. Like I was doing it twice a day. Sorry to keep saying it, but it was the truth every day without fail. There was times I would get home late. I'm tired, but I was still doing it. There was times that I was rushing to work. I was rushing to get out of the house. I'll still do it quickly because I wanted to see results and I couldn't do certain hairstyles and I wanted to do my certain hairstyles. And I just didn't feel good. Like I didn't feel I wasn't feeling myself because I didn't have my edges. You can see they have grown back. It's gelled up. But they have grown back and if I tell you how long it took about 6 months. And even after 6 months, I don't even think my edges were fully there. Like, I would say the whole process was a year. I wasn't doing this routine for a whole year. I was doing it for about 5-6 months. And then from there, I could see, you know, the little hairs, the baby hairs springing out. And even now, like, my edges, they're still sensitive till this day. Like, I always have to be careful. It's the most sensitive part of my hair. And I know it's the most sensitive part of, in a lot of people's cases as well. I know I'm not just the only one. But guys, we thank God because, you know, when you think that, you know, it's not going to grow back, like it's over, but it's grown back and it's still growing back, you know. It's not something that happens overnight, but it's still growing back, and I'm glad.